Oh, what's up, Itty Gang? Welcome into Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. As a part of today's video, we're taking a look at the crypto bloodbath that's actually just been fueled by the recent tariffs introduced by President Donald Trump, and exactly how that's impacted not just the crypto markets, but the TradFi or the traditional market. So without any further ado, let's jump right on in here. We've got over $2 billion being liquidated from the cryptocurrency markets here over the course of the last 24 hours. As you guys can see here, longs taking a lick here over $1.82 billion. This was roughly around $2.2 billion late last night. We've seen the crypto markets recovering a little bit, therefore closing out or at least short squeezing some of the short positions that were open in the market. So over the course of the last 6 to 7 hours, we've seen shorts being liquidated. But late last night, roughly 24 hours ago, we saw Bitcoin plunging all the way down to roughly around $92,000 per Bitcoin, which tanked or nuked the entire altcoin market. Cardano was ultimately down almost 35% in the 24-hour session, bringing us down to a low of right around 50 cents. Right now, as I'm shooting this video, Cardano trading at roughly 76 cents, up 40%. Again, really showing how volatile the crypto markets are. Now, if you're wondering, why are we seeing this volatility? Well, let's dive right on in here. And we've got an article coming in here from Cointelegraph stating risk on assets and Trump tariffs lead to mass Bitcoin and crypto liquidations. If you've missed it, US President Donald Trump has introduced tariffs on major trading partners, Canada, Mexico, and China, sending markets crashing and painting a doubtful picture for the crypto markets. Now, I want to highlight the fact that there's been a recent change, or at least a recent piece of breaking news as it pertains to Mexico, which appears to have had a positive impact here on the rebound of Bitcoin and altcoins. Again, I'll break that down here in just a moment. Now, the total market liquidation is estimated to be around $8 billion, according to Bybit. And we've seen that the Trump team or the Trump administration placed a 25% additional import tariff on Mexico, Canada, and 10% on China. Trump also stated he's going to continue to double down by introducing additional tariffs for the EU on superconductors, oil, gas, steel, and copper as soon as the 18th of February. So could we see another dump? I definitely think so. But again, I think that this also presents a really, really good dip buying opportunity if you have the fiat or the cash available on hand. Now, I mentioned some positive news. And so we've seen Bitcoin rebounding from the low 90s all the way back to around $98,000 to $99,000 earlier today. And it states that this impressive recovery took place as Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, said her country had agreed with the US to pause the tariffs for at least another month. Now, again, could this be just a temporary band-aid for an even bigger dip that comes on the 18th of February or potentially at the beginning of March when the tariffs are reintroduced? Again, we're going to have to sort of wait and see. But this at least explains why we've seen the entire crypto market, as well as just the traditional markets, taking a big hit here over the course of the last 24 to 48 hours. Now, it states, additionally, she said Mexico will immediately reinforce its border with the US with 10,000 National Guard soldiers to prevent drug trafficking from Mexico to the United States, particularly dealing with fentanyl. I know that here in the US, we've seen a couple of shootouts here at the border. Again, not really a good look, but the fact that their president is prioritizing security, I think also shows good faith for what we could expect moving forward between relationships, or at least as it relates to relationships between Mexico and the USA. Now let's talk a little bit more about Cardano price action and exactly what we've seen there. It's just been really crazy here. A lot of increased volume. So jumping into CoinMarketCap, we've got the volume for Cardano currently up over 400%. Now, of course, a lot of this was due to the fact that long trades were being liquidated, meaning that they had to close out their positions, resulting in increased volume. And so while it's not ideal, right, it is at least good to see that the volume for Cardano is up. I do also want to quickly touch on the fact that this is what we expect when it comes to altcoins. Bitcoin really only down roughly 8 to 9%, while altcoins are down 30, 40%. And it's not just Cardano, it's Doge, XRP, Pepe, WIF, Bonk. I mean, Solana, you look at any altcoin right now, it is way down compared to Bitcoin. And that's because Bitcoin is the biggest and the easiest access, or the easiest crypto to get access to right now in the space, which makes sense. Now, as we shift closer and deeper into altcoin season, we're going to start to see the price action between Bitcoin and altcoins sort of detaching, but we haven't gotten there yet. So if you've invested in Cardano and obviously your portfolio is down, don't panic. We aren't in altcoin season just yet. So I think a lot of what we're seeing is sort of expected for the time being. Now, if we take a look at the charts here, I want to highlight the fact that Cardano is at a very, very crucial and critical level here. I'm actually going to go ahead and close this down and just punch in a little bit. We can see that we've got solid resistance at around the $1.30 level. And this was right around the beginning of December, right after Donald Trump's election win. We saw all of the altcoins firing up. And this is when we saw Cardano outperforming Bitcoin. And so again, we saw Cardano moving roughly 340% when Bitcoin had moved roughly 30%, right? And so now we're seeing the inverse. We're seeing Bitcoin dropping just a little bit, but altcoins taking a massive hit. As it currently stands, we've got Cardano, which was all the way up at $1.30, dropping all the way down to a low of right around 51 cents, a dip of around 60%. And so having said that, what we're looking at right now is a very key level here, which could potentially act as support or resistance. We're going to have to wait a little bit just to see exactly what happens. But right now we're trading at 76 cents. And we can see that we had a lot of buying pressure previously coming in around this 80 to 84 cent range. Of course, right now we're below that. And we saw this massive wick here on the daily, which shows huge buying pressure coming in here for Cardano when we saw it dipping anywhere around that 60 cent range. And so I think the key thing to watch over the course of the next couple of days here is Cardano able to get back above 80 cents? If so, that shows that this 80 cent level is now acting as really strong support and that there's a lot of demand for Cardano. However, if we're not able to get above this particular price range here, and we see that the 80 cent zone does act as resistance, that means that we could potentially have a little bit more time to go here in terms of accumulation before we see the next leg up in a reattempt to break past the $1.30 resistance. So I think that'll bring me to the end here for today's video. It's been a crazy crypto bloodbath here. By far one of the biggest red days that we've seen in the crypto community. But rest assured, the bull market hasn't finished. It actually hasn't started in my personal opinion, given the fact that we've seen Trump being pro-crypto. We've seen his executive order. We've seen big banks getting ready to finally jump into the space. We've seen a positive SEC group coming together, and we've just seen renewed interest back into Bitcoin and crypto assets. So again, I think it's a game of patience. While a lot of people might be down right now, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how the next couple of months play out. That said, that'll bring me to the end here for today's update. If you appreciated this, please smash that thumbs up. If you want more, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments or concerns, leave those down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.